Datamining has revealed some new modes for Battlefield 2042. The Bayonetta voice actor saga is getting a bit darker, Apex Legends is receiving a new map, and much more on Today in Gaming. Hey guys, LevelCap here. Dataminer Temporel discovered 3 new modes that might be coming to Battlefield 2042. Breakthrough on Erica Harbor and Noshar Canals, Tipping Point, which is essentially Frontlines, and Hardcore Tactical Conquest. The Breakthrough mode is called Flashbang Breakthrough and features 16v16 infantry-only combat. Tipping Point is a community spotlight created by Recon Riptor. It's inspired by Frontlines from Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 5. The Datamine description doesn't give much info, but Recon's version features infantry and vehicle combat. Both teams have access to 2 MAVs and 3 LATV-4s and a tank. It's a 64-player mode. Finally, the Hardcore Conquest mode might include new layouts in addition to those launched with the Liquidators event. If you've been experiencing lots of freezes, massive FPS drops, and crashes in 2042, well, you're not alone. The good news is that DICE are aware and working on a solution. They updated the game's known issue list and are requesting feedback on the crashes. The Bayonetta voice actor saga took yet another turn this morning. If you haven't been following along, the game's title character was voice acted by Helena Taylor for the first 2 entries. She isn't returning for the upcoming 3rd installment. Developer Platinum Games says it was a scheduling issue. However, Taylor uploaded a series of videos claiming that they only offered her $4,000 for the entire role. Reporting by Bloomberg suggested Platinum offered Taylor $4,000 per recording session for a total to pay $15,000 to $20,000. The report also claimed that she demanded a 6-figure sum with royalties. Taylor called those claims categorically untrue and released a statement this morning. She says Platinum initially offered $10,000 total for the role, which was too low for her. Taylor contacted the game's director about the low pay, and he replied offering an additional $5,000. She again declined, believing the pay was too low. 11 months went by with no further communication, then Platinum offered her $4,000 for some other voice lines. This statement places further scrutiny on Taylor's claims. While many fans of the franchise believe her overall story, they accuse Taylor of lying by omission since she left out the original $15,000 offer from her original videos. Apex Legends is getting a new map and character for Season 15. It goes live on November 1st. The new map is called Broken Moon and features some new mechanics like zip rails and oversized points of interest that should mix up the usual combat flow. The new legend is named Catalyst. They're a defensive hero with abilities that can seal up doors, drop a spiked floor trap of some kind, and an ultimate ability called Dark Veil that hasn't been detailed yet. This season introduces stickers as a new cosmetic item as well as item trading between players. Steam broke its concurrent player count record again. This past Sunday, the PC gaming platform hit 30 million online players. It got close to this peak player count back in March, but couldn't cross that threshold. CSGO was the most popular game with over 1 million players. Speaking of CSGO, if you've ever wondered how many frames per second is too many, it turns out the answer is over 1,000. YouTuber 3Clicks Philip benchmarked CSGO with the latest PC hardware from Intel and Nvidia, a Core i9-13900K and an RTX 4090. He discovered that once the game exceeds 1,000 FPS, your character physically moves faster. Beyond 1,000 FPS, the game has to start rewinding the player's movement because it's too fast for the servers to keep track of. But Philip didn't stop there. He benchmarked the highest performance spots in CSGO maps and ended up going over 4,400 FPS. Of course, there were some major caveats to Philip's findings. All AI bots had to be kicked from the maps, graphic settings had to be set to their bare minimum, the heads-up display and weapon models had to be disabled, and the only spots that hit 4,000 FPS were low texture walls on the outer edges of maps. That being said, hitting over 1,000 FPS in a standard match does seem attainable, which is pretty incredible. Rockstar confirmed Red Dead Online Stadia players will be able to transfer their saves and progress before the game streaming service goes offline. You'll need a copy of the game on another platform like PC, Xbox One, or PlayStation 4, and have that copy linked to your Rockstar Social Club account. All data and progress is transferable, however, there's a small catch. You need to have played the Stadia version of the game within 30 days before Google's shutdown announcement. Fallout 4 is getting a next-gen upgrade on PC, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series consoles. It'll include bug fixes, new content, performance improvements, and proper 4K support. The update will be free for all existing owners of the game. It's unclear if the update will be compatible with the current mods or if mod authors will have to make updates to restore functionality. Diablo 3's infamous real money auction house stayed in the game for a year after launch because it was originally advertised on the game's box. It went live about a month after the game launched and was immediately and universally despised by players. The whole point of Diablo is to grind for better loot, so being able to just buy that better loot undermined the entire experience. It took Blizzard a year to remove it as part of the game's Loot 2.0 update. However, according to an interview with the game's former lead designer, Jay Wilson, the auction house was under review for removal almost immediately after launch, but that removal was delayed because Blizzard's lawyers had to work out the legality of axing an advertised feature. Their conclusion that was any potential lawsuit would be worth it to save the integrity of the game. It also turns out the auction house wasn't that popular or profitable. Wilson says he would be surprised if it made more than $15 million in its entire lifetime. He compared that to what World of Warcraft earns every 10 seconds. Kinda crazy. A few weeks ago, we reported on Disco Elysium studio ZAUM firing 3 key developers. Details at the time were scarce and it was unclear what the studio's future looked like, considering that 2 of those developers were Disco's lead writers. One of the studio's founders claimed that the firings were made under false pretenses. He originally announced the departures in a blog post that seemed critical of the studio's corporate shareholders. One fired developer has since filed a lawsuit against ZAUM. It's still very early in the process, but the lawsuit application seeks to obtain information from the studio and time to review documents. It seems likely that the unfair dismissal and rights to the game will be critical components of the suit. While the whole situation is very unfortunate, the silver lining is the impending legal process might help clarify what actually happened. Before we get to our next story, just a quick reminder to enable notifications for our content. By clicking that bell icon next to your subscribe button, it'll notify you every time we upload a video. And if you haven't subscribed or become a channel member, it's a great way to support what we do here. Fans are slowly unraveling the Silent Hill Townfall teaser trailer. Numerous Easter eggs have been found buried within it. Morse code was spotted that reads, "I don't know how to leave." The hidden text and spectral analysis on the trailer's audio includes messages like SOS, and whatever heart this town had has now stopped. Fans have also suggested the female voices in the game could be of Alessa or Heather, characters from the first game who were central figures in the town's demise. All of these hints suggest the game will be an origin story about how Silent Hill became the nightmare between worlds it's portrayed as. Of course, the title of the game is also pretty suggestive. Now, if you're interested in my take on Battlefield 2042's latest update, check out this review video I published last week. It's a deep dive into the new content and my thoughts on the improvements to Orbital and the upcoming class system. As always guys, thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.